I did realize when I was very young that I was undocumented. I was about 7 years old when I saw some folks get picked up by ICE. Me and my mom were walking home and we stopped by a 7-Eleven down the street from our house when we saw some agents grab some folks as they were walking out of the 7-Eleven. All I remember is their big gulp just kind of crashing on the floor and then just making a spill. My mom froze. She was holding on to my hand really, really tight. And in that moment, I realized that something was wrong. My middle name is Jasmine, and I am originally from Mexico City, but I was raised here in Las Vegas.
Mi nombre es Juan y soy originario de la Ciudad de México.
My name is Paula Lup. I'm originally from Argentina, but now I live here in Carson City.
So my name is Ruben De Silva, and I'm from India. I was actually born in Mumbai. Back then it was Bombay.
My name is Margarita Romano, and I'm from Mexico. I was originally born in Mexico City, but I was raised in Tijuana.
My name is Aaron. I'm originally born and raised from the Philippines.
My name is Therese, and we are from the same town in General Trias, Cavite, Philippines.
I saw my dad struggling almost his whole life. Actually, what brought me here was wanting to help my family. I said, I have to do something different. I started with work and travel programs. You know, they give you a visa for 3 months and you go back to your country and so on, so on. And one of the trips I met, who's now my ex-husband, but at the time, my husband. And we got married and, you know, you start the process and here I am 25 years later.
My grandpas and my uncles, they're all with the U.S. Navy. So that's how our family immigrated to the U.S. was through the Navy and then family petitions. At that time, it was my grandma who petitioned my mom, and then I was under 21. That's why I was able to come. And that's what brought me to the U.S. And then when he came, he said he had an opportunity to stay with that commercial cleaning business. And then later on, we got married, and then he joined the army, and that's what brought us to Reno from California.
¿Cómo están? Muy buenos días, bienvenidos. Hoy, viernes 27 de febrero. Nunca pensé que el amor me hiciera mudarme de México a Reno. Nunca lo pensé. Pero pues la vida, Dios me puso a esta mujer, mi esposa, que se llama Julieta, y me hizo llegar aquí a Reno. Creo que ha sido de las mejores decisiones que he tomado en mi vida. No me arrepiento de nada y no, nunca me lo imaginé, pero estoy feliz de eso.
So I came to the United States in 1987. I was 2 years old. And, you know, I know my family saw the United States as being that great beacon of freedom, literal freedom, you know, for us, you know, where we were no longer subjects. But my parents, my mom and dad were both born in Goa, could now become actual free and independent people. And it was because of America that this was possible.
In Mexico, I am a licensed psychologist. So I was about 24 years old, and I was married. I had a daughter. My husband, he got an invitation to help in a project for work. I also said, okay, if I'm gonna go, I want to be able to practice. I found an amazing agency called BDS, and they were actually hiring. I revalidated my studies, my educational background, and see if there was any opportunities to get a work visa, which they were. They granted me a TN visa. I started doing like entry-level mental health support.
I'm an American who was, not even a citizen when I was serving this country in Iraq. I was a green card holder. But I believe in this nation, and I want to see this country succeed. I identify more as an American, than I do even as an Indian person. And I love this country deeply to a point where I was willing to give my life for this nation. I volunteered to serve in the Marine Corps because I felt that after 9/11, our country was under attack. The nation needed young people to step up, and I answered the call.
There were two very important things for me that as a resident I didn't have. One was voting, and the other one was being part of a jury. I think those two things are just the epitome of a cycle, I guess, of you're living a community. And I think it's important that you can judge people for what they do, what they don't. So that's the part of the jury duty. But the most important, I think, it was the voting. Every single one for the last 10 years, everyone that it was the primaries, midterm, even for mayor or whatever it is in there, if it's going to affect me, I'm going to vote.
As an immigrant, I came to this country that I love, and now I'm an American citizen and it's my country to serve. I came to help. I came to provide a service. And being able, and I became emotional because I saw the need, even more than in Mexico. Like the lack of mental health providers in other languages is significantly high. We don't have enough support. I actually right now belong to this year Nevada. I'm a board member of an organization that is trying to do a workforce pipeline to start having more mental health providers since high school with entry level positions because there's not enough mental health providers in America.
We consider our place, the Malaya, an extension of the farmers market because we support different vendors and different vendors supports us too, so we can offer better options for our clientele and the community. So we have so-called bayanihan in the Philippines. So it's called like helping each other out.
We were pointed this direction mainly because of the families that have already, paved the way for us. That's why we are here. And so your question of like, is this really the dream? Feel like we are living the dream. What else can you ask for? You have a comfortable life and you have this opportunity to have your own business.
Me encantaría que la gente supiera que las personas que migramos de otro país a los Estados Unidos somos personas que venimos a trabajar, que venimos a poner nuestro granito de arena aquí a los Estados Unidos para hacer ese país lo que es un gran país. Tenemos muchos ejemplos de personas que han venido aquí a Estados Unidos, han hecho su familia, han creado su propia empresa y esa empresa crea empleos que impactan directamente en la economía regional y que los migrantes no todos somos ni criminales, ni violadores, ni venimos aquí a hacer cosas malas. Somos migrantes que venimos aquí a Estados Unidos a aportar un poquito de lo que sabemos, de lo que aprendimos en otros lugares, aplicarlo aquí en los Estados Unidos y bueno, pues ayudar a nuestra comunidad a seguir creciendo y también a nuestras familias que dejamos en nuestros países de origen.
I'm very close to being 40, and all my life I've been undocumented. DACA did change my life, but that's still not a permanent solution. I've been working for a little bit over almost 2 decades at this point, and I contribute to our tax system every year. And I know that as I get older, I'm not going to have any kind of social safety net. I feel like I'm constantly advocating for a country, for a state, for a community where we can live our full selves, where we are welcome, regardless of our immigration status and our socioeconomic statuses. And I continue to do that in a country that constantly rejects me, that actually doesn't even want me here. And that's very difficult and heartbreaking a lot of the times. I might have not been born here, but Nevada is my home. I do believe that I am a Nevadan.